It feels that there is a new wave of marketers that are generally people in business that will learn how to leverage AI agents and become increasingly more valuable compared to other people who don't. Let's talk about it. Differently from crypto, I'm quite bullish about the ability of new AI agents to solve problems. Fun fact, I bought £500 of Bitcoin a few days ago. I was testing something, and literally it took me about a few seconds to maybe when I had to move them left and right, they became 482. So, clearly there's some technology that is not insane and sometimes doesn't really solve problems. But back to AI agents. I think that it's a little bit like at some point there were people in marketing labeling people doing performance marketing as spreadsheet marketers. And they probably didn't like the fact that with a bunch of spreadsheets and databases, they were slightly or significantly more efficient than them. I think the same probably will happen with AI agents and people that learn how to use agents. Learn also how to build agents. I think probably that's a very interesting thing for larger companies that don't want to use off-the-shelf product. And I think this type of marketer will clearly have an edge against the one that don't. A, because they are faster, and B, because eventually they can achieve something that the other don't necessarily achieve. From a cost perspective, it might be that operating those queries, it might be as expensive as almost doing it with very cheap labor, but if you have the gain speed, probably it's worth. And that's why over time, might not just be, could be a cost-saving exercise in some area, but it could be that in general it might turn into like a speed exercise. Especially when it comes to content creation, maybe not many companies are that worried about cost if they are at a given scale, but more likely that they want to add speed to that. So probably will be about breaking down every single step of your process when it comes to content creation, codify that into stuff that agents can help you do, and then, have people that are familiar with operating those agents, which I think is kind of the skills that we will see in job specs in future. And at that point, probably you will have marketers that are significantly more valuable and faster than what the others do.